Alright, attempting part 2. So a lot of people got this little metal arch thing within their, when they got their Benchmate, but a lot of people don't know how to use it. So basically what it is a under support to go under a ring, especially when you're doing some hammer setting on a bezel. So it gives a little bit extra support and just gives you kind of that stability where if you had a ring set up higher just in the clamps, sometimes it would sink down while you were trying to hammer set something. So I didn't even know what this little thing was until I went to New Approach last fall. So that was a new thing to me, like, hey, oh, that's what that thing was for. So I learned how to use that, and it actually has been helpful on certain things when you want a stability and a quick tool to grab versus changing in and out with the ring, inside ring holder. So it is something that, you know, just comes automatically with this, your basic package, without getting the inside ring holder, just so you know. So I was going to talk a little bit about the vise, the ball vise, and talk about, as you can see, free spin, super nice to kind of move stuff around and be able to move kind of the actual vise versus having to move your tool. Here, instance in particular, I needed to get this stone out. This is a ring-a-day ring that broke, and so I actually put it in here and just moved along and used Anne's fancy burnisher. It's not Anne's, but I mean it's Frederick is who makes these, and I have burnished the other end of it to make like a needle burnisher. So this is helpful to have like a flat piece. So these are little things that are coated in rubber, so they just go into the holes, and so the rubber itself won't mar into your metal, and so you're just tightening your vise inside and out, and you can position your pieces like that. So this gives you kind of that ability to put something kind of that's flat on here. If you don't want to mar up something on the back, you could just put a little piece of leather on the back there, and it should protect your piece pretty good. So as you can see, the weld failed on the back, which this is actually a ring, and I had to take out the stone, and now I'm working on taking out the little side stone, and you see where I dropped it and caused everything to go awry. So I want to fix that little thing too. So this is giving me an ability to kind of turn it. Like if I want to turn it and then I want to reposition it in a different manner, I can actually do that. So you don't have to actually use these top pins. If you have a bigger piece or something like that, there are just these little pins that you can put into the actual... Sorry, seeing bad camera work again. Just into here and hold on to like big flat plate or a plate that you put in here, and you actually just go ahead and use like a engraving practice when I want to start and kind of do some kind of plate warm up or something like that. I would go ahead and put a plate just right in here, and so open the jaws up and just have the plate straight on this, so it's a bigger piece. So something larger or something like that, sometimes you can use just these actual pins, or let's say you super glued something to a plate because you wanted to hold something flat. As a way of holding it, you could also just put this plate on here. These are nice because they don't stick up very far, and so you have something that you can still actually do. Tilt this a little. You can still do work around and such like that, and even low, and these pins really don't get in the way. Where some of the taller ones that are on the top vise part, some of that gets kind of tall, so sometimes it gets in the way when you're trying to set a stone or do something like that. So there are smaller ones, like little brass ones that I put in here. My brass ones again are at school with my other universal workpiece thing. So you have the brass ones, and you can make those real low, so you just have something that's just gripping right at the edge. A couple of things that you can also use, like I said, super gluing a piece down is a super great way to hold a piece. And so you can actually just use your ball vise here. Sorry, I'm going to pull up my peg. And you tighten it down, and you have a piece right here that your piece is super glued to. So you're not worried about actually trying to hold the piece somehow with some kind of pins. Let's say you really need something real flat and real easy to do. These aluminum plates aren't terribly expensive. You can get a couple of them. You can super glue on them and then use accelerant, and the piece won't move off of it. You need to put something, I don't know, fairly flat down. But it's just a nice thing to do. If you have something where it's got a post, you could even drill and then do a countersink hole or something like that and super glue it, and then you put it in acetone to dissolve the super glue with the accelerant. Okay, I promise this video wouldn't be that long, and it's already getting kind of long. So that's some of the kind of different things that I use for that. So as far as the ball vise goes, there is a screw that goes in here that you can tighten it. So if you don't want it to move, but you want to be able to just turn and it do this way, or you don't want your spin to actually happen so freely, that will tighten down. The DRS has one, I think it's on the side, I don't quite remember. But your actual vise itself is just usually 2 parts, and it just fits in and actually just spins in things. So I'm super happy with my vintage one I scored off of eBay, or Victor, sorry. Did I say Victor? I don't know. I don't even know now. So, I'm guessing this is like 40 years old. It was like $250. Super functional, no problems with it. Some of the accessories from the GRS don't fit, but they're gonna be fine. I just drilled out the holes a little bit more, so it's no big deal. So I think that's the main things that I do with the GRS Benchmate system. There's these green wheels that I'm actually going to do a video. I'm probably not going to get to it till next week, but versus having these plastic things, which as you kind of get up on it, you can see that they melt if your ring gets hot. They get worn. Well, mine's starting to come off on the one side. Lexington, Kentucky Tiffany plant does takes these rubber wheels, and they actually replace these here inside here, and so you actually have a jaw that actually that has a little bit more give than the hard plastic that these come with, and it's a little softer on the piece that you're doing, and you just reshape these a little bit and they become the 2 jaws that you hold on that. It's a super awesome hack that I think it was Drew that came up with it. He didn't come up with it. I think it maybe have been Jason Marchiafava that came up with it. But it's a super great idea, and it is a great way to hold your work. A couple of the pieces at New Approach, a couple of the ring holders actually have that already done to them, and I found them super helpful. So that's it for now until I make another video and get brave with it. I think this time I stayed a little bit more actually on the piece with only a few wiggles, but we'll see. Have a good Mother's Day to all you mamas out there. Later.